Hello, and welcome to today's video about division concepts. Here is some important vocabulary that you will need to know today. Our first word is remainder. A remainder is any number that is left over at the end of a division problem. For example, 10 divided by 3 equals 3 with a remainder of 1. This means that there was one number left over and that 3 did not go evenly into the number 10. Next, we have even number. An even number is any number that is evenly divisible by 2. The first few even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Any one of these numbers is evenly divisible by 2. Meaning there will be no remainder at the end. Next, we have odd number. An odd number is any number that is not evenly divisible by 2. The first few odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. All of these numbers will have a remainder if you divide them by 2, which is what makes them odd numbers. Finally, we have the term divisible by. Divisible by means that if the larger of two counting numbers can be divided by the smaller with no remainder, then the larger is divisible by the smaller. For example, 28 is divisible by 7 because 28 divided by 7 equals 4, with no remainder. If a number n is divisible by a number d, then d is a factor of n. Every whole number except 0 is divisible by itself. Now, let's talk about the meaning of divisibility. If a number can be represented by a rectangular array with 2 rows, then the number 2 is a factor. The number is also even. If a number can be represented by a rectangular array with 2 columns, then 2 is a factor and the number is also even. Suppose a number cannot be represented by an array with 2 rows or 2 columns. For instance, why can't 3 be represented by an array with 2 rows? If you said that 3 is an odd number, then you are correct. 3 is not divisible by 2. 2 is not a factor of 3. Now let's talk briefly about the relationship between factors and divisibility using some of the following numbers. Is 54 divisible by 9? Yes, 54 divided by 9 is 6 with a remainder of 0. 9 times 6 is 54. Using our number properties checklist, we also know that 5 plus 4 is 9, so the digital root of 54 is 9, making 54 evenly divisible by 9. Is 25 divisible by 6? No, it's not. 25 divided by 6 is 4 with a remainder of 1. 6 is not a factor of 25. Is 8 a factor of 48? Yes. 48 is divisible by 8. 8 times 6 is 48. So 48 divided by 8 equals 6. Is 4 a factor of 30? No. 30 is not divisible by 4. When you divide 30 by 4, you get 7 with a remainder of 2. Remember, a number is divisible by another number if the result of the division is a whole number with a remainder of 0. For example, 28 is divisible by 7 because 28 divided by 7 is 4 with a remainder of 0. Since 28 is divisible by 7, 7 is a factor of 28. Here is today's practice problem. It's really less of a practice problem and more of a question to think about and answer. Does multiplication have a relationship with division? Think hard and answer clearly. Don't forget to use complete sentences, capital letters, and periods where necessary.